King of the slicked up. They call me Lord of the Chain, God of the wristwatch. Fashion be your movie. I'm
Bullpen Mother Battle League, man. Shout out to John the Denanon. Man, it felt major. It felt like a big event. It felt like it was supposed to feel. It felt like one of the best events of the year. And it got one of my favorite battles of the year. And it when I look at Av versus, matter of fact, we'll talk about it. We got bless you Jen on your birthday. Bless you Jen on your birthday. So Bullpen went down. Pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Went down, headline by Geechee Gotti versus Bad News. $20,000 in that battle was the bet. You know what I'm saying? We had Jazz versus Loso. We had Av versus Clone. We had a lot of other battles, some surprise breakout performances as far as I'm concerned. I watched about 4 of these battles. How many did y'all watch?
I've only seen
3.
Like the top 3, yeah.
Yeah, I only seen 3.
Okay. All right, so I'll say this. Can you bring that back up real quick? I'm going to squint and see what I saw. Okay. So I saw part of Moon and OG Grizzly. Not enough to really judge on it. I didn't see Alias versus... I saw
Hayes.
7J versus Young Herb. This 7J nigga is a problem.
I heard everyone mentioning his name on the timeline. I haven't been able to see it yet, but I heard.
This 7J nigga's a problem. He can punch. He has believability. He angles very, very great. He can freestyle right in the middle of the 3rd round. Some shit happened that was crazy, y'all. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all what happened in this 3rd round, right? He was doing this angle about how the nigga didn't have custody of his kid, which... Nigga, y'all got to make sure y'all do y'all research right, especially when you talking about people kids. Because the nigga was like, I do got custody of my kid. I won that hearing. Okay, so I was like, damn, I'm taking points away from the nigga because he giving false information. But then the Young Herb nigga decides to FaceTime his fucking daughter, respectfully, I apologize, and start saying, baby, blase, blase, blah. I love you. Why the nigga's rapping? Because he's trying to prove, nigga, I love my daughter, which is fire.
That's
except
crazy.
This nigga could freestyle. Shook the building. Shook the building with a motherfucking freestyle about this nigga calling his daughter. Had a FaceTime flip. Oh my. I was like, now I got to give him the points back that I took, plus give him freestyle points. The nigga was very impressive. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 7J. Shout out to Young Herb because he wasn't whack. He was just outclassed in this specific match. That was a fire battle. You know what I mean? And then outside of that, I think we watched the same 3 battles. So I'll let one of y'all take it from there.
Okay, yeah. I'll start with Jazz and Loso. 1-rounder on 5 days prep. Oh my God, can we salute their professionalism?
Hell yes.
First of all.
Yes, we can.
The level, like direct angling, addressing situations. Like, this was not, oh, I'm gonna, give you my best mixtape bars. No, this was, I'm writing for Jazz, I'm writing for Loso, you're gonna get this work. And oh my goodness, man, Jaz's round seemed to never stop as well. She had so much in there. When you think that's 5 days prep, she delivered it flawlessly. Like, yeah, man, it was something. It was something. I don't want to call a winner. It's it's a 1 round. It's a 1 round. I'd have loved to see 3 rounds of that. The 2 of them like have very similar attributes, and the way they angled each other. Like, I would have loved to have seen that play out over 3 rounds for sure.
Man, Loso was in that joint rapping like he argued with his girl before he left the house.
Loso and the ladies.
He was in. Man, it was one time Jazz had pointed at him because she liked the bar, and he had like pushed her arm and all of that, and then like I was like,
did he say I snuffed Jazz?
Yeah,
he didn't say it then. He didn't say it then, but he did say it in his bars. Like, I'll snuff Jazz.
He did. It was
listen,
both of y'all right. He did it at 2 separate times. This nigga didn't
but this the thing though.
Fuck.
He said I'll snuff Jazz like. So he had already premeditated. Like Hitman said, at any moment now he should snuff her from this angle. like he had it in his mind. I snuff Jazz. Like what? Like somebody else that got snuffed, or like how you gonna snuff her? Like the way he was rapping Slim, like he was like I said, he was arguing with his baby mama before he left. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna act like she is you, and let me get this shit off my chest.
Yeah.
Loso went crazy in that jump. Man.
Yeah. I'm like Jen. I don't want to call a winner. I feel like the lengths felt uneven as far as round length as well. I think it Loso seemed like he went a little bit longer than Jazz. I could be wrong, but not to say that he like completely outclassed or anything. I just think he had a little bit more material. I think that both of them motherfucking was amazing, and I feel like Jazz's performance was maybe better than the 3-round performance versus Clips that everybody's judging her for. Like, she went in there and had some great material for him, some shit that we never heard said to Loso. She had some of the, like, she had some crazy, slick bars in there. I didn't write nothing down off top, you know what I mean? But it was like, it was very, very impressive. And what Loso did, man, Loso said that he hates when her opponents talk about her sex life. And then before he said that, and after he said that, he landed haymaker after haymaker about her sex life. Keep Loso away from these motherfucking females. Because
Jazz was trying to Christian mingle one night, according to Loso.
Loso is a preacher. He's made to tell you where you went wrong in life. You know what I mean? So going against a female, it comes off like he's just like bombing on her. Like, it doesn't have the same effect on a nigga because niggas are just kind of like, nigga, so what? Fuck you. You know what I mean? But because it's going against a female and you could bring sex into it and shit like that, it just seemed like, why is he saying this? And it's like the quality and shit. I'm like, oh my God, dog. What is going on, man?
The jazz face. And
the jazz face. It was certain, I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to lie. It was certain things I didn't even like that he said. Because it was like, it's just not even necessary. Because she was so, like, lyrical. Like, she really came to rap with this nigga. So some of them angles, it just seemed like, but that's just me being soft. That's me being pussy. Maybe I don't want to see nobody talk to Jazz like that. No. But it was like, bro, like, I think y'all could have had an amazing battle without all of these angles.
You could have put one in, right? But it's, for me, and it always hits. It's always, you know, crowds love it. But like, you have a vagina or you have sex is not like, it's not enough. It works. It worked. Like you said, she did strategic structural breakdown, you know, went into different areas, did all of this really clever, really witty, really tactical stuff. And he's like, yeah, you fuck.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe that's to Jazz's credit because Loso is great at picking his opponent's flaws apart, like the black, white, and this, that. But with Jazz, she got a natural body. She party all the time. She independent. She the highest paid female. It's really not a lot you can say bad about her.
Ain't too much you can say. Yeah.
So, I wasn't saying that specifically to Loso. I'm just saying in general.
No, I was referring to what I said. Like, I'm referring to what I said. Like, maybe that's why he needed to took the need to like take cheaper angles. But
and 5 days.
But yeah, in 5 days. But I would have loved to see it be 3 rounds because he couldn't have done that for 3 rounds. He would have had to rap with her, like, and it would have made it more. Not saying he wasn't rapping because Loso's a brilliant lyricist. And sidebar, that nigga needs to be in theater one day. But that's just a sidebar. He needs to be in. I need to see him on a Broadway play one day because the way he excels his voice and like the charismatic and all that shit, man.
Like a stage kid, right?
Yeah, I'm about to say, Jai, like, he you know, educated on that stage for sure. Hey, how y'all feel about A-Ward 3.5 bars in this battle? That seemed to be getting a lot of, you know what I'm saying, talk about.
That was an assist. That was not a jump in.
According to jump in, it really wasn't. He didn't land anything. He didn't aim anything at her. It was a like.
It was just
a little. It was a setup.
Smith, you did 100 assists for Ryder. That was it. It may have been unnecessary, but you know how I feel about it. I feel like I said something similar versus Saga. The let go and let God. but he did it different. So he didn't steal my shit or nothing like that. I just want to self promote like Prayer said I like to do. Like, go check out Henny Man vs Saga. I gotta let go and let God bar as well. But nah, that wasn't jumping or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Nah, it wasn't, man.
I'm gonna step away from the camera real fast, y'all. Y'all go to the next battle. I gotta go get this.
Before we go to the next battle, I'm gonna say everybody needs friends like Nunu. She was up that joint championing every bar Jazz was saying, hyping her up. After A-Ward jumped in and said it's 2.5 bars, she was like, she's a legend. She's a legend. They need 2 people. They needed 2 people to beat her. Like you gotta love that energy, man.
Yeah, no, it was dope.
You gotta love it.
Salute to those 2 professionals for stepping in such short notice and just delivering a crazy 1-rounder. Moving on, let's go to Av and Clone. Oh my goodness, this one on paper. Oh, I should have saved this because we'll talk and then Henny will come back. This one on paper looked like it was going to deliver, right? You got 2 great punchers, Av, in that kind of chomping at the bit type form, and he did not disappoint. Neither of them did. I'm going with Av pretty clear on this one. I don't need to dissect rounds, but yeah, like Av, man. When Av is on that sort of punching form, he's just a joy to watch, right? He's just a joy. Yeah, man. He's just landing consistently, back to back with it. He had performance shit in there as well, some real performance elements. Did some risky shit. It was fire. But Clone as well. We know heavy puncher, and you're up against Av, so you better bring your A game. And man, yeah, he really did. This was a back-to-back punch fest, a real heavyweight, real heavyweight battle that, like I said, looked amazing on paper and super delivered.
Man, shout out to Av, right? And it must be difficult for Av to not difficult in the sense of like skill level, but like he don't rarely take a breath. Like if it's 3 minutes 30 seconds, he writing.
I was just saying this to somebody the other day. For a big guy as well, Av's breath control is impeccable. Like it's impeccable. It's impeccable. That's rapping. That's not. Yeah, that's a trained rapper there. He knows where to write in the breaths, like, and he delivers it flawlessly. There's no way that a guy that size by the end of that round shouldn't be out of breath. His breath control is sensational. For real.
And not only that, the amount of words that he put into one round, like I wish we could do like a word count, like how many words was in this round versus his opponent. Like Av writes a lot of material and he punches so much that it's so much for us to pick from to be like, that was fire, that was fire, that was fire. Like, and to be honest, it makes it kind of difficult for each opponent that he has, unless his opponent is super fire or doing the same thing. Because Av, like I said, he give you so much material. Then he added performance, you know what I'm saying, to it. Then he, you know what I'm saying, punching back to back. Shout out to Clone too, because Clone, I think, wasn't really punching at the same rate Av was punching at, but Clone's performance, his vocal projection, his aggression, like everything that he sells about himself to make people fuck with him for the reason they do, I super fuck with. But when Av is on one, Av is on one. I mean, so
you already said it, Jen. You already said it.
Yeah. Go.
Man, this is one of the top 3 battles of the year, man. This is one of the top 3 battles of the motherfucking year, man. And the first 2 rounds is debatable. Shout out to these niggas, man. The first 2 rounds to me is debatable. I think that people are giving Av the win clear because you got to go the distance at that point. The first 2 rounds of this battle was so fucking good back and forth. But in the third, I think Av just really showed, all right, watch what I can do with these angles, with this wordplay. He was angle punching. He was fucking shit. Yeah, he was fucking cloned up in the third. You know what I mean? It was like he definitely saved his best round for last. and Clone saved his not best round for last. But up until that point, they was going to fucking war. If you remember, at the end of Clone's second, he said, I'm up 2-0. Av was like, shit, no, you not. But Clone really felt like he was up 2-0. Clone did the same shit when I battled him, and he wasn't up 2-0 either. But in his head, he be up 2-0. And it's because he fights, bruh. The niggas fire. Shout out to Clone. Shout out to Av. I told Av when he beat Arsenal after 09, I said, nigga, this is why you don't get fucking booked. This is what the fuck your problem is. You can't keep kicking people ass and thinking more people gonna sign up to get their ass kicked. Like, for real. Hey, is this where people getting their ass kicked? Sign me? No, nah. You big heavy-handed motherfucker. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Shout out to Av. Yeah.
I love that battle. I got Av winning. Even if both the first two is debatable, split the two, give them a round apiece. Fuck it. I want to rewatch it. I love it. Shout out to them.
I need to rewatch it. I can't call rounds, but I've got Av.
I got Av.
I got Av too, yeah.
And then what?
Okay.
And then
the main event, Geechee Gotti and Bad News. Who wants to start this one?
Man, listen. Going into this battle, we even had Bad News on the show before the battle. We knew what the energy was going to be like. We knew what the content was going to be like. Geechee going to give you Geechee every time. Bad News going to give you Bad News. So I'm watching the battle after News spin around. I'm like, oh, shit. And then Geechee spin around. I'm like, oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But, nah, they both did their thing. I only watched the battle one time. So judging off the first watch, I got Geechee second and third, but I wouldn't be mad or fault anybody for saying News because like News aggression and then like he would stop and let the crowd finish the bar. He had a 112 Boys to Men bar that was like that jive shook the room a little bit. Like man, this one of them battles kind of similar to Av and Nitty that I could just you know what I'm saying I could put that on any day. That could be in the background while I'm doing dishes or something like. It's enjoyable that much. I love that battle.
It was a fire battle, but for me, there was definitely a clear winner. Geechee is hungry right now. Geechee got hungry again. I don't know who took the food off of his plate, but he's rapping like he's got something to prove. Like, you know, yeah, I'll come on Bullpen. Yeah, I'll go on iBattle. And yeah, I'm gonna bloody your mouth, right? Like, yeah.
Happy birthday, Jen.
Thank you. Enjoy. News's delivery, his overall presentation is top notch and it's improved leaps and bounds. Like he's got one of the most potent deliveries, right? There's conviction there, there's performance, like he's got all of that, but some of his stuff just didn't quite stand up to Geechee, and you got Geechee rebuttaling every round, and when News is doing it, it's not quite hitting the same, and yeah, it was just like it was for me a difference in levels, but it was all round a great back and forth. Each round back and forth, you were willing News to kind of like turn it up, and he did turn it up at points, and then other stuff just didn't quite hit. Whereas Geechee, he's giving you know that every effing bar. So yeah, man, it was a great battle, but one that had a clear winner for me.
I love this fucking battle, man. I too have Geechee Gotti second and third round. I think Bad News first got the edge for me. I saw some people saying Geechee 3-0. I disagree, but for me it was 6 fire rounds though. I gave Bad News the first. Cleanliness is next to godliness. When Geechee didn't start off super clean in the first, I'm already worried now. You know what I mean? Because it was 2 minor slip ups, but 20,000 on the line. Not that that's major to Geechee or nothing, but I just thought he was gonna come in there a little cleaner. But the second round, you know what I'm saying? I love Bad News' second half of his second round. But the first half wasn't as effective as the second half. Then he did the use a bitch shit. I loved that. That was the highlight of the second and maybe one of the highlights of the battle for me. But Geechee had a consistent round from start to end in the second, and then he had the nigga you named Antoine Jones. You know what I mean? So it was almost like they was going. Yeah, it was almost like they was going back and forth with that type of shit. And then in the third, Geechee just had one of them rounds. Like it's just like where he started making faces. He turned back around the Ave and was like, "Who the fuck did he think I was?" And like he was doing them things that make it feel like I'm winning.
That's it.
It feel like I'm winning now. It fits to you. It feel like I'm winning, don't it? And I feel like that's what he was doing when he was like kind of gloating and shit.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask y'all this, right? I watched News interview on Hip Hop Is Real, and he said that he switched his rounds. You know, most people are writing.
I wish he didn't say that, Spiff. Go ahead and say what he said, but I wish he didn't.
Nah, well, he was saying the reason that he switched his rounds is because he had stuff in each round to where he kind of predicted what was going to be talked about. So rather than to say it before Geechee or say it too late after Geechee mentioned it, he switched the rounds to kind of like either rebuttal or sound like a rebuttal or to sound like he pre-wrote to combat whatever God he was saying.
Yeah.
And it's like...
I wish he didn't do that. I wish he didn't say it. Because now... then it made me backtrack on the round and like, okay, like I said, his second round didn't start off like connecting. And so it made me be like, okay, was he rapping it slow like that because he was trying to find his place in and shit?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So now it make me look at it with a microscope. Like, like he just shouldn't have said that just yet, especially while, from what I understand, the verdict is still out on who won. You know what I mean?
I saw something. I'm trying to remember. I've been on and off of sleep all day. I'm trying to remember where I saw it, and if I feel like wherever I saw it was credible because I took it on board. But there, it was saying that the battle isn't judged because my guy who was putting up money for news wasn't in the building.
Nicole Harmon. So I saw Bad News. I saw them say basically it's going to be judges after the fact. So that's why I said
they're going to watch it.
Yeah, that's why I said the verdict is still out because they said, you know what I mean? What I feel like they're going to end up doing is saying, all right, it's so hard to predict. Everybody just keep their money. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what they're going to do. And that's kind of how I bet. You know what I mean? But when you get the culture excited about 20 racks, that shit need to go one way or the other. But when I do like a basic bet, like if I bet Spiff that Geechee was going to beat him, like if it's a good battle like that, don't worry about it. They fought. Fuck it. It's not really about the money.
You better give me my money. Geechee beat that man.
Well, no, I was just giving an example. I would want my money in this situation. Like I do think that Geechee won
I feel you.
I do think that Geechee won the battle. But like Aver versus Suge situation. Gerald McCoy had 10 racks up for the winner, ended up giving it to him to split. You know what I mean? A lot of people said Suge won that battle. You know what I mean? But he split the money. So
right. So dude, like being a battler yourself, right? Like, do you think switching your rounds is helpful, or does it hurt more if you've practiced your material one way already, or once you got them all locked in, you locked in and you could do whatever's best at the moment?
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I've thought about switching my round, but I've never done it.
I saw Rivers come back from the dead by switching his round. He was dead. He battled. He had a good first round. His op had a great first round. Nah, he choked at the end of the first. Hold on, how did it go? Did his opponent go first? The opponent went first. Rivers choked at the end of his first round. Opponent had a crazy second round, so he's already lost the first. He's on his way to losing the second, and he's choked at the end of the first. Flipped his second and third. I've never seen a battle turn around in that way. He would only have done that if it wouldn't have worked if he didn't flip his third into his second. And
it does work
sometimes. God, he was dead. He was dead. He Lazarus the shit.
It definitely works for some people, like Loaded Lux. You know what I mean? Like Loaded Lux famously, you know what I mean, moved his first to his second because he choked in the first. You know what I mean? But for me, I've only done that like the day before. Like I ain't running no audible mid battle. Like
mid battle.
I'm hit this nigga with my third because I write a certain way. You know I write a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like my first is my first for a reason. My second for a reason. My third for a reason. But I just wish Bad News ain't make it obvious. Like, yo, like that's basically like saying, yo, I fucked up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I had to get cloned. He said I had noticed that he was rapping slow a little bit, right? And then in the interview, he say, I was rapping my shit, wondering if I had already said this shit.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah,
and it's like.
And now we're looking for
that. Yeah.
And when so many people haven't seen it yet as well, it's not even like it's out on YouTube. So many people haven't seen it. Now we know you didn't do your best. So,
hell yeah. Now look, now this the thing, right? We got something else to talk about the bootleg situation real quick. Cola from Black Compass was put out there as bootlegging Bullpen's event. It was a fan that hit him up and said, hey, I've been a fan since the early days Blaze battles. I want to know how to watch the event. He sent back his Cash App and request of $10. You know what I mean? The person took the screenshot, sent it to John John. John called out the whole Black Compass. Apparently, Polo and Tone Bro of Black Compass reached out to John, gave him some money. Cola went live, spoke for himself, seemed kind of unapologetic for most of the live, but towards the end he did apologize. John has come out today and still feels away. I was looking at Easy the Block Captain's live where he was looking at John the Don's live. So we're going to watch a clip and then we're going to talk about this shit. Let's go.
Black Compass, as long as that man is involved.
Uh-oh.
That's it. It wasn't real. We like Tony Bro.
Okay.
We like Tony Bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we respect him. But Tony Bro, if I was you, let that man do him. Let that man do him. Ain't no knock it off. You tried to knock off the stream. He gonna tell you to knock it off. Bro, did you listen to him in the spaces? Did you listen to him in the spaces? And Tony, bro, this is after we spoke. This is after we spoke, bro.
Uh-oh.
We can't rap with Black Compass as long as that man is involved.
Now, see, this is the thing with that, right? And I kind of spoke on it earlier, so let me bring my point home. You either have to have some honor, some integrity, some code of ethics as far as business goes, because you can't be the person that speaks and wants to be perceived one way, but then behind closed doors, you literally doing other things that you frown upon other people for. I've seen niggas pull up to events with Jordans and designer shit on, and you got to pay to get out there and get a room and all that. So if you're not flying to the city to go to the event, you can support the event. You spend whatever the amount that the event costs on food or whatever it is anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one thing. The second thing to my point is, come on, bro. Like you got to be able to stand on being called out and not argue it. Because my aunt used to always say, you can't be mad and wrong. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, you was wrong. Ain't nothing you could say, but I apologize. I won't do it again. I understand how you feel, this, that, and the third. Anything else attached to that shows any level of so what, I don't care, or aggression or whatever, is going to make people look at you different. And in the business, it's all about networking and relationships. You know what I'm saying? So if you burning bridges based on wanting to be perceived as a I don't care, I don't need y'all, I do what I want, it's only so far you can make it unless you got a super loyal trillion, billion, you know what I'm saying, fan base. You know what I'm saying? So like I said earlier, Cola finds a way every couple months to do something that somebody don't like, and he becomes the topic of conversation. And in an industry where your success is based upon relationships and gaining fans, if you know what I'm saying, making both of those people mad, it ain't really too far you could go, Slim. So figure it out. Just battle event next time. Or if I mean, I don't recommend it, but if you're gonna be low, then be low. Don't be saying send me your Cash App. You fuck around and sold to an undercover. That's what you did.
Damn, nigga fucking around sold to an undercover. Oh man. Hey, listen. I'm gonna say this though. We all have participated in watching a stream without paying for it, or shared our stream with a friend. We've all done this. That is absolutely right. And I'm going to say that off top because that's everybody's excuse for this situation. I think my problem here is the $10 fee. Because at that point, you're no longer... Everybody is... Look at a fight party. Look at a... We do this. You know what I mean? Or I might go to... I'm not going to say who because of all the controversy, but I might go to a certain person's Discord. And whoever stream it is, they might ask for donations or not even ask, but have their Cash App available. You might send them $1, $2. They're not... It's not required. It's just like, I paid for this. We watch... Because I like to watch with people so you can hear the dialogue in between. Like when all the music is playing and shit like that, people are actually in there talking about the battles. It's a little bit more fun and shit like that. So I'd like shit like that, right? You know what I mean? I think that the $10 fee tells me that you charging people to come watch the battles with the big speaker. You know what I mean? So I feel like when I see that, it takes away the value of it's not just a pay-per-view. You watch the pay-per-view with me. You know what I mean? Because $10, if it's a $40 pay-per-view, $10 is like a quarter of the pay-per-view. At that point, you're not trying to save people money no more. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that, I think that's my only main problem with it. Because at the end of the day, if these people are looking for places to watch the battles, they've already successfully not purchased the pay-per-view. So he didn't really... I like if I'm throwing an event, a lot of the little pay-per-view parties, I'm gonna look at it like, okay, that's people that's still able to watch the battle that didn't want to or aren't able to pay for it. That's how I'm really gonna look at it. But because of the person who did it and the price they put on it, it just makes it look crazy. Like, hold up, you don't respect me, bro? Or at the end of the day, I like the word Tone Bro used, non-sanctioned. You know what I mean? Because if you would have hit up...
you could have got it sanctioned.
If you hit up John and say, hey, this is what I'm doing, I'm going to break you a little piece off. You know what I mean? Something like that. I think John probably would have gave a blessing. Everybody can't afford a $45 pay-per-view, bro. If one of us in VS buy John pay-per-view, we're probably all going to watch it. You know what I mean? Not because we all don't got $45 to give back to the culture and shit, but because that's the same thing we do with Netflix, URL. That people share passwords. That's just what we do. Like, that's just what the fuck we do. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I think the problem is, like, a lot of people do it. It's out of the love. Oh, we all love the culture. You ain't watching it? Oh, you really should watch it. Check this out. Here's the link. Once you get to, all right, now give me $10 if you want to watch this with me. It makes it feel like it's something different. You know what I mean? That's what I can't speak for John. If I'm John, I would say exactly what Spiff said. It's not even the violation anymore. It's how you responded to the violation initially. Damn near like you spitting in my face. You know what I mean? And then once you apologize, it's like it's almost too late. But all the cancel culture shit, I'm not right. Dog, we ain't canceled nobody yet. We ain't successfully canceled nobody yet. And it's a long list for me before we get to Cola, bro. I'm sorry.
That's a fact.
Me and him that had our back and forth and everything, but no, that nigga talks in spaces all day. He's fucking harmless at the end of the day until niggas want to speak on him, and then you know what I mean? Because if you really just ignore Cole in his spaces, nobody posted, including myself, he's still gonna be on spaces all day. It's if the tree fall in the woods, if no one's around the head sound type situation. You know what I mean? He's still gonna be doing him. He finds a way to make the fucking headlines though, don't he?
He absolutely does. I totally agree with what you're saying there, Henny. It's not the watch party aspect of it, because a lot of people do that, and you know, no one's going to be criticized for getting their friends together in a Zoom, in a room, wherever, and one person paying, and you know, and especially like you said, not everyone is going to pay for that. It's not like you're taking, there was 25 people in there, that's 25 pay-per-views you've cost me. No, because the chances are most of those 25 weren't going to pay for it anyway.
Exactly,
like you said, that's why they're looking for it. But yeah, it's a real kind of cheeky, like when we're in this culture together, you know, like when we know, like, that's another black man trying to make money, to make money off of his thing. When you are a media platform as well, that's the extra thing for me. This isn't just a supporter a well-known fan. This is a media platform who have different levels of responsibility and accountability. Like, we sit here and urge people to promote and to, you know, and to buy streams and to, you know, support battlers and what they're doing. And, you know, it's like you lose it. It affects the integrity of your platform when you do things that, you know, kind of look shady like that, because it does look real real shady. And yeah, it's just like, as a media platform, that's not, it's not something you charging for somebody else's pay-per-view. I don't know, it's not a good look, I think. And it gives those loud supporters just something, you know, those loud people always have something to say about everything. It just gives them, you know, way too much, so that now every pay-per-view is like, what's the point in getting a pay-per-view when media is just gonna, you know, it's and I think as well, like Spiff said, the insult to injury was, what are you coming at me for, man? Tone Bro and Paul already paid that man. Shut your mouth. Like, leave me alone, man. What? It's already been done. It's dealt with. Leave it alone.
You know, and you know what else was crazy, Slim, is like you said, the fact that he's media. Now, it's frowned upon if Joe Smo down the block do it too. But we supposed to be on a different level of support in the culture, to where we have different expectations as far as our allies and co-workers and all that shit go. Like, I'm gonna hold it down because we in the same league, even though we're not on the same team. It's still that type of camaraderie. So when you got somebody that's supposed to be media, you know what I'm saying, doing it too, and then going about it the way he did with the $10, and then responding to it the way he did with the so what, they already paid you back for it. It make other people that may be new fans to the culture possibly look at media different, or it make, you know what I'm saying, the people that don't be in the spaces all day, or don't know what's going on, and they just hear the fact that media did that, you know what I'm saying, it make them possibly look at media different too. And it's a whole bunch of domino effect type shit with that shit, man. I don't want to talk too much, but
at the end of the day, yo, that's one nigga that did one thing. You know what I mean? That's one nigga that did one thing, and he apologized and said he's not gonna do it no more. So, so we got to look at this like an isolated situation. You know what I mean? Maybe shit like this had to happen at the end of the day.
Right.
At the end of the day, whatever Cola got going on, the way he end up in the fucking headlines, all that, trust and believe, nigga, you're gonna be in my headlines if you the news of the fucking day. You know what I mean? Because I keep on saying, man, I saw Cola say he's one of the biggest names in the culture because he on everybody's page. I made sure I tipped this time, y'all. When I made sure I tipped this time. Shout out to Cola. I made sure I tipped this time and everything. You know what I mean? Because he had an interesting space, and I want to utilize some of that shit. You feel me? But
was it $10?
A little bit less. But at the end of the day, though, man, shout out to Bullpen. The focus should be on how fire their event was.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I think John is kind of just, he's always been anti-media in a sense. He's always been kind of anti-media, like, again, but he loves the media, though. If it makes sense. Like, he hates,
a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, like, he wants the praise from the media that he says he hates. So when he catch a motherfucker hand in the cookie jar, he like, I got one. This nigga right here, look at what he doing, y'all. One of these media niggas. And he right. He caught the nigga hand in the cookie jar. And Cola handled the shit completely wrong. And now he can apologize, and then URL's event is next week, and then we gonna be talking about that, man. At the end of the day, that's how that works.
Yeah, that's definitely how it go in the culture, man. Whatever the news is for the day, or for the first couple of days, or until some other shit pop up.
Y'all niggas don't start getting mad about what the fuck these niggas be saying. Because if you choose John's side right now, guess what? He might see Cole at the motherfucking event next weekend, shake his hand, take a picture, and remember what the fuck you said to him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, that's how that works. So,
yeah. You
know what I mean? At the end of the day, sometimes speaking on it from your point of view and staying the fuck out of it is what's necessary, man.
King of the slicked up. They call me Lord of the Chain, God of the wristwatch. Fashion be your movie, I'm Gucci.